are talking about Hunter's Moon, also known as The Orchard. This one is directed by Michael Cassie, who also wrote this. Actually got a fairly good cast here. You've got Thomas Jane, Jay Moore and Sean Patrick Flannery, all of whom have reasonably small roles in the movie. Thomas Jane has a slightly larger one, but nonetheless some recognisable talent there. This is essentially a werewolf film, and it focuses on this family as they move into this house. And there's 3 teenage girls and their kind of parents, and now the parents kind of go away for some business. And this house used to belong to a serial killer that was killed under some mysterious circumstances, possibly by some type of animal. You may know where we're going here. Anyway, well, you might think you do. Anyway, they are approached by a group of 3 local lads, three boys who decide that they want to rob these girls because they look like they're fairly wealthy and what have you. And they kind of, once the parents are away, these three kind of youths approach the house and try to essentially do bad things, rob, maybe even some worse things to these 3 teenagers. However, there seems to be something roaming in the orchard outside. Could it be a lycanthrope? Well, you have to watch the movie to find out. So let's discuss. So what works first of all? So this movie has one big feather, and I would say it has a quite fun and clever twist. Now, I'm not going to kind of hint to what that is, but it did remind me of a TV show to a certain degree. The whole premise of a particular TV show, which I won't spoil for you, but when you've watched the movie, you may understand if you've watched that where I'm going with that one. But it's a fun and kind of like fairly clever twist that I didn't see coming. But it kind of sort of makes sense, although there are a few questions I would have about that, certainly in regards to finances, but, well, you know, again, I don't want to kind of go too much into it. So that was that. Outside of that, I think here it's a reasonably kind of like well-shot film. Cinematography is a little dark sometimes, I will say, but obviously it's set at night. But there are a couple of instances here where it's maybe a little bit too dark that you can't see. But nonetheless, what does work well here is the really great kind of set design and location shooting here in this sort of isolated house surrounded by this kind of like misty orchard, which looks pretty good. Like I said, you've got a few recognisable names here, all of whom look like they're having quite kind of good time in the roles in their roles here. Thomas Jane plays the kind of the local sheriff who has the kind of the biggest role out of the kind of the named actors, but he doesn't show up really until probably past a third of the way through the movie. The werewolf effects are practical. You don't see a hell of a lot, which I think is probably for the best, to be honest with you, because we'll come on to that. But nonetheless, I think it worked well, kind of running around in the kind of the shadows and stuff like that. And like I've said, I think the set designs here look pretty good, and you know, it makes for some kind of creepier scenes here. And then we kind of have the status quo in regards to our sort of 3 teenage girls and these kind of 3 guys who are kind of essentially the home invaders to a certain degree, and their dynamic again, which I think is kind of quite fun. Add to that to the mix, you've got Thomas Jane's sheriff character who kind of shows up to maybe even confuse matters further. So what doesn't work? Okay, so now the twist explains some of this, but this movie, I was thinking when I was watching it, it literally has the kind of, if you can imagine a movie that where it only have people only make dumb decisions, then this is this film. I was watching this film thinking, this is literally every decision that any character has to make. It is the dumbest decision that you can possibly have. And it makes it so illogical. Now, like I've said, some of these decisions, some, but not all, are explained by the kind of the twists in regards to, you know, what happens with that. But not all of them are, I would say. And even after the twist is kind of revealed, there's still questions, to be honest with you. And I have to say, that is down to the script. I feel the script here is a little lacking in kind of logic, for example. What else I would say, as I've mentioned, I feel the cinematography is impressive in regards to the set design and stuff, but the lighting is just a little bit low, especially in the kind of the external scenes. You really can't see much of anything, and there's a little bit OTT on the kind of the misty effects and things like that. The werewolf itself, I appreciate them having a practical effect. We really only get one money shot, but I don't think. I mean, it looks impressive in stature. It's quite a big beastie, but the special effects to me looked a little schlonky, to be honest. If you're not too worried about special effects, you may not worry here, but this isn't going to win any fan awards for the best as werewolf design. Let me just put it like that. It's a little bit lacking, especially I think for a modern werewolf film. There are some quite good little fun moments, I would say. The movie is enjoyable, and I think, as I said, I think the biggest thing here is there is a really fun idea in play here, which obviously I'm not going to spoil for you. I quite like Thomas Jane. He's kind of like this somewhat grizzled character who has an interesting set of morals, shall we say. But again, I don't want to touch on another thing here. Again, I'm trying to be as non-spoilery as I can. The motivations of people and how they react to things just isn't, and as well as this, like as I mentioned, the decisions here. When characters react to things, and in regards to their relationship to other people, it just doesn't make any sense. This movie just throws logic out the window, unfortunately. So could I recommend this film? I would say it's a decent but dumb watch. There are certainly worse werewolf movies out there, and I feel this one it's got somewhat of a unique thing going on. Although I don't think it's particularly well done in a technical level in regards to the werewolf itself, and the script is just a little bit, look like it's a little bit thrown together a bit too quickly and have a few kind of like issues with it. The acting's all not too bad. It's more or less an average film, I would say. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.